This is a Crate B-20 bass amp. It's a 12-inch combo, 20 amp, or sorry, 20 watt, as the model number would imply. These were made from about 86 to 89, and they are a great solid amp. It has a few features that a lot of your small combos don't have. It's got two inputs, your 0 and -6 decibel gain, and your EQ section has low, mid-low, high-mid, and high. It also has mid-boost, a bright, which is a plus 8 decibel limiter, and your output volume. On the back, it does have a line out jack and a headphone jack also. But for 20 watts, this thing gets loud. I've owned it for about 20 years, and it's always been a solid amp. My music gear changes frequently. I'm always trying new stuff, but this is one I've always kept around. I like having that limiter on there. Gives you a little variety of sound. I don't use the bright too much because it gives it a little more punch on the treble side, and for me it's just a little too much, especially since I have a high mid and a high EQ. Mid boost I like to use. But yeah, we'll give you a sample. I'm going to keep the volume down because the camera is literally about 1.5 feet from the amp. Playing it, this is an old vintage Aria Pro. These were made out of Japan. Very cool guitars and basses. Okay, so we'll get everything about middle, just so we're kind of flat on the EQ. The limiter's off. The bright and the mid boost is also off. So that's pretty basic, but if you start messing with your EQ, that of course gets a little louder. We can go all the way low on it too. Same thing with the mid boost. I really like the mid boost. It gives it a lot warmer of a sound. Bright again. I don't like it just because you get a lot more fret buzz. So that's why I personally don't like the mid boost on this. Limiter is fun to play around with. Because it takes out some of that ringing. So it gives it kind of more of a chugging sound. Especially if you go on the higher, take out some of the bass. So I really like the limiter on it. Again, I don't use a lot of the bright. So that's just kind of a basic overview of it. The extra EQ features I really like. A lot of the stuff I play is on the higher strings, so having that capability of cutting out some of the bass on the lower strings is a great feature, and especially in your mid-range, having a high mid and a low mid EQ along with that mid boost gives you a lot more variety to your sound. These things ran new, I think, around $300. Again, that was in the late 80s. I've owned this for about 20 years. And you still find them now. If you do come across them, you can usually get them for about $70, $75, up to about 120. But very solid amps. Again, that wasn't even running half volume, and they get very loud. I use this for any of you that watch my videos. I've been using this for any of my keyboard and synthesizer reviews and demos. This is the amp I use. So it makes a great keyboard amp too. Even if you don't play bass, if you play electric piano, synthesizer, any of that, it makes a great amp. Especially if you're playing, whether it be weddings or anything like that, small halls. These are plenty loud to fill the space. But that's the Crate B-20 bass amp. Great piece of gear from the 80s.